Hello and welcome to Not Gambling Advice, the baseball betting stream on the Just Baseball Network. What's today's date? Friday, May 12th? Guess what? That's the only thing I'm going to forget because I'm not forgetting any winners. I got 2 MLB best bets. I have a prize picks entry. We're going to go over the model, and then we're going to welcome on 6 MLB cappers to give out 19 picks. We're going to go over all the games, but it's a special Friday episode. What's going on? Because we're doing a community 6-piece entry on prize picks. So I have my 2 picks in an entry by itself. I'm going to provide my best prop. Then what we're going to do is also every capper who comes on today is going to give you their best prop. Then at the end of the stream, we are going to vote as a community to ride together, right? But just a reminder, everything is tracked through the Pickett Sports app. If you want to download Pickett so you can keep tracking our plays, if you ever miss them, make sure to download the Pickett Sports app and to sync your sports book, right? You want to track how you're doing on your own plays, right? Everyone's talking shit about my plays and everybody else's plays. Why don't you track your plays? No, I'm just kidding. Because I bet you're pretty good, right? We're all very good as a community. Let's win some money together. Remember, if you haven't gotten prize picks yet, make sure to use code JustBaseball when you download for a full instant deposit match on the best daily fantasy app, right? If you're new to prize picks and maybe you just want to tail the community entry, now is a good time to get in because they're doing have you seen the milli entries? They're doing $1 million entries. So if you hit a 6-piece, you can get selected to be in the $1 million entries. Absolute no-brainer. And this time we're doing game picks on BetMGM, prize picks entries, model, picks. It's going to be a blast. But remember, Producer Cohen, can you flash the leaderboard for me, please? That's our current leaderboard. That is our current leaderboard. And as you can see, yours truly is up in first. Now, it may not continue. I have no idea. I'm planning on it continuing because we've been kind of on a heater lately. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but we are 9-4 in our last 13 picks. Of course, not every single one of them has been on stream. Some are early games, some are, games on the weekend. But of course, we have been rolling this week. And the reason why I'm flashing the leaderboard for you all to see is that if I win at the end of the season or I finish second, a subscriber of this Twitch stream will get World Series tickets. If I finish second, $500 cash prize. Now, if another capper beats me or I finish third, they're going to get it. But it's a good way to subscribe to the channel because you will be entered into winning, and I'm planning on winning, and it starts today. But before that, let's do a quick recap of how we did on last stream. Oh, look at that. Very short day, right? Very short. Chicago White Sox versus the Royals, over 9 runs, ended on 10. Remember, it moved up to 9.5, and I said the model has it at 10, and it landed on 10. That was a great win, moved our season total on stream to plus 11.1 units. And then even yesterday, which of course we weren't able to stream yesterday because it was a lot of these early games. But in these early games, we also hit Chicago White Sox versus Royals under 9.5. We zigzagged back. That game ended 4-3. A little bit of a sweat at the end, though, because it was extra. We were potentially going to extra innings. Walk-off bunt for the Royals. Bang. But again, that wasn't counted towards stream. I think we lost one a couple days ago on the Mariners. That wasn't counted towards stream. These are just picks for you to tail, and let's get into my first pick. Producer Cohen, let's get into my first pick. Philadelphia. No, I want to go to Toronto first. Because that's the first game on the slate, and we're going to the Rogers Center to watch Spencer Strider. But Atlanta, they love them some Chris Bassett. So Chris Bassett is coming off a 7-inning performance against the Pirates in Pittsburgh last week. Pitched exceptionally well, outside of allowing 4 walks. He dominated the Pirates over his last 2 starts, so it's not really surprising that he had a really good outing. And the Pirates are kind of playing like dog water right now, so I don't put a ton of stock into that. But what I do like is that he lowered that ERA of his. But the xERA, not that guy. I'd be surprised if he limited damage against the Braves today. So the quality of contact against Bassett is really strong. Through 60 plate appearances against the Braves' current roster, 365 opponent batting average, 388 xWOBA, and a 499 expected slugging while only striking out 16% of batters. He threw 15 and 2/3 over his last 3 starts against the Braves, gave up 8 runs, 14 hits to give him a 4.60 ERA. And the Braves are going to face a worse version of Bassett than they even saw last season. The velocity on his, so he throws 3 main pitches: sinker, cutter.
Sorry, they say you keep cutting out, but it sounds really fun. Just ask them how it sounds.
Oh, my, I can't hear nothing. Voice is gone. Stream keeps cutting out.
It's totally clear.
It looks clear on my end. Are you guys, let me know in chat again if it's not going correctly. You're okay for me, Pete? Huh. I'm just reading your kips right now. We're good. Refresh, all good. Good for me. Lips. You guys looking at my lips? How are the lips? In and out, no burger. Can you do Guardians X? Good now. Okay. Let's get back to it. All right. So basically what I was saying is Chris Bassett throws 3 main pitches: cutter, sinker, sweeper. Cutter and sinker, both down in velocity, 2 miles an hour. Not good. Sweeper has been pretty solid. But what did I say when the Braves faced Nick Pivetta? That loopy curveball. I was like, Matt Olson's going to hit a home run. What did they do? Rocket ships, put up a ton of runs. That's what I think they're going to do against Chris Bassett today. But on the flip side, Strider. Strider is interesting because he's been fantastic, right? He's amazing. But a little bit concerning here. His velocity is down across the board, whether that be his fastball, his slider, or his changeup. Go to Baseball Savant. Look at Spencer Strider's Savant page. Go to year over year. xERA is higher than it's ever been. It's still good, obviously. He's still fantastic. But the velocity is down. That's why in his past 2 starts, you've seen it kind of falter a little bit, right? Against the Orioles, against the Mets, he hasn't been quite as good. And he's going to face a Blue Jays team that is baseball's best against fastballs. This is not a great matchup for Spencer Strider. And the Blue Jays, they haven't played that many home games this year. But when they have, the bats show up. They have a 117 WRC plus against righties on the road this season. That's 7th in Major League Baseball. And the Braves offense has also been better on the road, putting up a 117 WRC plus against right-handers. Both are top 5 offenses. And you're asking, well, what about the bullpens? Why not first 5? In matchups like this where the offense is that good and the Rogers Center is calling for runs today, they're the 3rd-ranked ballpark by Park Factor on Ballpark Pal, I'm not too worried about the bullpens just shutting them down. So what I think realistically is going to happen, I think after 5 innings, we are going to see the score be around 3-3, maybe 4-3 Braves. Then, as we move into the later innings, that's when more runs are just going to trickle in. I think this game ends 5-4, maybe even 6-5 in the favor of the Braves. I do think that the Braves win this game. I think the Braves team total is a pretty good look, right? That's the thing. It's not like the Braves are locks. Like, I really do think the Blue Jays bats are going to show up. I do not want to disrespect this lineup. This lineup is incredible. And Strider is going to have a tougher time. Now, if he mows them down and the velocity is back, we might lose this, right? It's not perfect. But what I've seen from Strider lately, combined with the fact that I think the Braves do annihilate Chris Bassett, I'm going over 8 runs. And as you can probably tell, when you go into your BetMGM account, let's see what BetMGM currently has this line at. Give me a second. They have it at 8.5 at -115. I got it at 8 last night, sent out to my subscribers at 8. So we're seeing great line movement, right? 8 at -115 to 8.5 at -115, right? I'm not a guy who follows line movement. I bet the night before, and lines tend to move in the direction that I think they will. And that's what's been great so far. 25-13 on totals this season. We've been getting a lot of great closing line value. But the reason I'm talking about this is, do you have the Ballpark Pal model for Braves Blue Jays up? If you can get it real quick, I want to show you what the model has for this game. Because right now, and producer Cohen's going to pull it up in a short millisecond. Braves versus Blue Jays. But what I'm looking at right now is they think the total should be at 9.5, right? And if you think it's like kind of weird, you're like, oh, it's Spencer Strider. I don't want to take the over. Ask yourself why it's at 8.5. That's still a high total for a guy like Strider, who is arguably a top 5 pitcher in Major League Baseball. They have the final score, and producer Cohen's going to pull it up in a second. 5.77 runs to 4.50 runs. They think the Braves explode, but at the same time, they have the Blue Jays hitting Strider. They have about 2.5 runs through 5. And on books, Chris Bassett over 2.5 earned runs is minus 150. Strider over 1.5 earned runs, minus 155 and creeping up. The Braves are not a lock. While I do think that they will contribute the most to this over, I think it's mostly going to be on the backs of bats on both sides. Everybody's on Spence. I'm with you, Pete. Jays touch him up a bit. I agree with that. Guardians, I'm going to the game. Well, the good thing is we're going to have plenty of people giving out Guardians bets. But do you have the model by chance, producer Cohen?
Yeah, right.
Where's my water? I'm a little bit thirsty about yelling about Chris Bassett. Peter, are you in NYC? I am. That's where our office is. All right. He's going to show you this model right here. I want you guys to look at it. Look at that. It is funny, though. The model has done a slight adjustment, moved a little bit towards the under, right? But as you can see, even with the adjustment, 8.5 should be minus 151. So if you still like this over, if you like the way that I pitched it, 8.5 is still worthy of a play. Absolutely. I really, really like this over, ladies and gentlemen. Even at 8.5. B-man, what's going on? All right? Producer Cohen, let's get into our second bet of the day. Another one that has a lot of line movement in our favor since I placed it last night. All right, we're going to go to Coors Field. We're going to take a very uncomfortable play. The Philadelphia Phillies are traveling to Colorado to face the Rockies at 8:40 p.m. Eastern. The pitching matchup is Taijuan Walker versus Austin Gomber. This bet is not for the faint of heart, but this bet has history on its side. So commonly, the road team struggles to adjust in their first game at Coors Field. There's a lot of systems that are going to tell you to play the Rockies plus 1.5 or the Rockies money line. And I like that play. I do, because I think Austin Gomber is going to pitch pretty well here. But the more I looked into it, the more I really liked Taijuan Walker today. So this is the system. And this is a new developing system. This is not something that, we've been tailing forever. This is kind of new that I've been keeping my eye on. And it's been very profitable so far. The first game in a series at Coors, think about the system for a second. Team is coming in. They haven't adjusted to altitude yet. The Rockies just played series on the road. Now they come back. Takes a game normally for these teams to adjust. So my thinking is the under in Coors might be a good play in that game. Now, games moving forward, they adjust. That's when you see all the Coors Field overs. But think about it. What's happened so far this season? 5 games. The Colorado Rockies have played 5 games at home to start series. Those final scores are 1-0. 14-3, so that was the loser, and 9-1. That's 2-1 to the under when both teams are, when both teams are returning. Now, without both teams returning, so the Rockies have been at home, but a new team is coming in. That happened twice this season. Cardinals versus Rockies ended 7-4. So if you take the under at 11, it would have pushed. We got it at 12, but I'll talk about that in a second. The Brewers versus Rockies, another thing in this system, ended 3-2. So in the first game of these series, the under is 4-1. Now at the current line, that would move to 3-1-1. I'm going to keep riding the trend because it makes sense. And Taijuan Walker is better than his 5.97 ERA is going to tell you. He's had an abysmal start against the Dodgers. He got absolutely crushed. But that was the day we faded him, right? That was the Sunday Night Baseball system where I expected him to get crushed against a Dodgers team that has incredibly good numbers against him. He allowed 8 runs in 3 innings. That's going to get you to a 5.79 ERA. But a start like that, it's going to balloon your ERA. It's fine. But he returned last start shoved. against the Red Sox. Great offense against righties. 6 innings, allowed 1 earned run. His xERA is now 4.86, which isn't very good, but it does say positive regression is coming. But the thing is why I like him. He's been very effective at Coors Field in his career. Last season, he threw 7 shutout innings in his lone start at Coors. So that's what we have. But in his, it's a while back. It's 2017, right? We're trying to compile all the data that we can. But in 2017, he threw 16 2/3, 4 earned runs to give him a 2.16 ERA at Coors Field. So he's given up 4 earned runs in his career at Coors Field through 23 2/3 innings. Now, different lineups, different circumstances. I totally get that. But the reason I'm bringing it to you right now is the pitch mix, right? We talk about how some pitches just don't really match up that well in Coors Field. You know, guys who are big cutter pitchers, right? Big sweeper guys. Taijuan Walker's a split finger fastball guy. That pitch mix matches up well in Coors Field. And when you consider that he actually has good numbers against this current Rockies roster, through 77 plate appearances, 214 opponent batting average, 327 xWOBA, both are very solid. And the Rockies, they're ranked 25th in baseball against righties in terms of WRC+. I think Walker throws really well today. Now, could the Rockies still win? Absolutely, because I think Austin Gomber is going to have success today. Now, he's kind of a trash can, kind of a garbage man, but the Phillies should be excellent against righties, or against lefties, but they're not. The reality is they rank 23rd in baseball by WRC+ and 21st in OPS. In May, they have a 49 WRC+, 51% below league average. That puts them 28th in baseball in front of the Guardians and the Brewers. In both bullpens, they both have Sierras, which is skill interactive ERA, under 4.0, which puts them around league average. 3.98 for Phillies, 3.91 for Rockies, but all bullpen arms are fully rested for today's matchup. Now, the model has this game going under 11 runs. So I took the under at 12. Now, that's a full run of line movement at Coors. It's a bet I still really like. I would still take it 11. We're going to go over the model in a second, and you're going to see why I would still take it at 11, right? I promise you, I would tell you if it moved too much, I wouldn't take it anymore. I would tell you. I would still take under 11. I still think it's a really good play. Considering that under 11 is minus 105, 1.05 units, I think it's far than worthy of a bet. I'm going to be on under 12, so it needs to go under 12 for me to hit my bet anyway. Now, it's easy to say that, but we bet on value, and there's still value at 11. All right? Let's get into our prize picks entry of the day, right? All right, we are going to go, the first leg is Matt Olson over 7 fantasy score. More line movement. We love it, right? Matt Olson is now at 7.5 fantasy score. You know why he's at 7.5 fantasy score? You know why he's moving? Because he's going to hit a friggin' take. Look at that. Later, ball. See ya, baseball. Bye. He's going to do that in the first inning off Chris Bassett. I'm going to tell you why. Olson loves sinkers and cutters, and he demolishes slow breaking balls. What do you think Chris Bassett is going to throw him? Remember, I called that. That home run against Nick Pivetta, I was like, that soft curveball-looking bullshit pitch, Matt Olson is going to take right center. I called that on this stream, and he did it, and he's going to do it again. Because Bassett has issues. And it's not just the pitch mix. Is Bassett can't get out lefties. And guess what? Matt Olson's a lefty. Bassett has a 920 OPS against left-handers this season. Matt Olson has a 1,022 OPS against right-handers this season with a 958 OPS on the road. He's going to be the reason why we hit this over. He's hitting a nuke today, considering he's like plus 270 to hit a home run. And he's beating the hell out of every single other Braves and Blue Jays bats. So he's a guy who I love today on prize picks. The second leg is Adam Wainwright over 6.5 hits. Now, this number is really high, but it's warranted. Not only is Wainwright minus 130 to go over 6.5 hits, but he's kind of a hit machine, right? He allowed 8 hits against the Tigers. He ain't doing that. He ain't striking out. Look at that. Not happening. No shot. Watch this. Look at this meatball. No way that goes by you. Be better, hitter. All right. But he allowed 8 hits against the Tigers in his first start, and his stuff was way down across the board, right? He doesn't have his old battery mate in Yadier Molina, who they set a record for, consistently catching and pitching to each other. And he just looks objectively worse. Now, the model has him at 7 hits today. And considering the total is now at 11, So I wanted to play this Red Sox Cardinals over. I was going to play it at 10, but I honestly, this was bad on my part. I thought it was going to move down because I thought people would be like, oh, Adam Wainwright, no way it goes over 10. Went to 11. So I was like, all right, I was right. I should have bet the over, but I didn't, and now I'm kicking myself. Now the over is out of my price range. I'm going to go with the reason I like the over in the first place because I think the Red Sox demolish Adam Wainwright. They're the second best offense in baseball by WRC plus against right-handers, and it also gets better for them at home. I think it's going to be 8 hits today again. I really do. 6.5 hits. It's minus 130 on books, but it's on Prize Picks. It's a square I'm pairing with Matt Olson. Why not us, right? If you're getting fired up for Prize Picks, make sure to use code JustBaseball. Remember, we're going to have a full community entry. Everyone else is going to give their picks. And of course, then we're going to vote on it as a chat. All right? You, me, all of us. We're going to vote on it. All right? People are asking about the Guardians. I promise we have plays in that game. And if we don't for some reason, I'll go over it. All right? Cohen, let's break into the ballpark pal model. Remember these games, they're simulated 1,000 times. Park factors, game simulations, matchup machine in order to find value, right? You can follow along on ballparkpal.com. I don't know the stat, Peter, but I think both squads leave players on base consistently. I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about. All right, let's get into ballpark pal model. We're going to start with this Rockies-Phillies game. All right? Rockies-Phillies, as you can see, still likes the under, right? Look at that. 10.5 plus 115. That's why I said I wouldn't just tell you, right? It still has 5.4 to 5.04. They still think this is going to be relatively high scoring. I know you're like, well, the Phillies are going to score. Of course they are. It's Coors Field. I'm not expecting this to be a 2-1 ball game. But what I am expecting is that 11 runs is just a little bit too high. I think this game ends closer to like a 5-4 game. I think the Phillies might win, but I think that the Rockies are going to hang in there. This line is also moved in favor of the Colorado Rockies, so I even think their money line is too good. If you want to stay off the total, I understand. But as you can see, look at 11.5 is plus 175. 10.5 is plus 115. This line is just too damn high. It's too damn high. 12 runs is too many runs. Even 11 runs is too many runs. I think this game ends closer to the 9-10 range. It's going to be close. Like I said, I'm not saying this is a I know people in the chat are like, yeah, but Brandon Marsh is going to get a hit today. I bet he does. I bet he gets 2 of them. I bet Schwarber gets 2 of them. But what I'm saying is 12 runs is too many. Bet with Blev just gifted a tier 1 sub. You're a go. You're a go. You're a go. Yeah, let's pull up the Guardians game. Perfect. All right? Guardians game. All right? This is requested in chat, and I got you. I got you. All right, let's look at it for a second. Right? As you can tell, they have the Angels as favorites. I don't love it. So there's a system working in the Guardians' direction. It is playoff teams from the previous year that just got shut out. It's profitable to take their money line. It's around a 58% system. So there's a system for the Guardians, but the baseball side says to take the Angels. Angels crush left-handed pitching. Guardians can't touch left-handed pitching to save their life. As you can tell, a little bit of value on the under. I think the under is a pretty solid play here, right? Because if we think that the Guardians win, they're most likely going to win in a low-scoring battle. But even if the model says that they like the Angels to win, but they still have the under hitting. So I think if you are going to take a play here, the baseball side says take the Angels. The model says take the Angels, but there's profitable historic systems that say take the Guardians at home. But I think what kind of transcends both angles is taking the under at 8.5. I think that's the best way to attack this game. I'm not going to bet it, but if you're looking for a play, I think the under is the best bet here. Let's move on to the second game of the model, or third. Look at this game. So this game, I have such a tough time tailing bullpen games, but as you can see, look at that value on the under. Look at that. That is nuts. Couple things working against us. Couple things working against the model. You have line movement going towards the over. You have an opener for San Francisco in John Brebbia, who's most likely not going to go past the second inning. Now, they're probably going to piggyback him with someone, probably Ross Stripling, not exactly sure. But both these lineups, they do very well against right-handed pitching. So I can't pitch the over, right? Because just because the model shows value doesn't mean I just jump on something. It doesn't. It can show value, but it has to show value on something that I already like for me to take it. I was already considering the Toronto Jays, Braves over. I already liked the Coors under. Model showed value on it, so I pounced. I don't love this Giants Diamondbacks under. But if you're someone who's been blindly trusting the model, and honestly, you've been profitable that way, the under is easily the best bet in Giants Diamondbacks. Easily. Like, not even close. Right? The money line's pretty spot on, 50-50 coin flip type game. But, I mean, you just don't see value like that on the under that often. All right, let's move into this game. Look at that. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Do you see what I'm seeing with your eyes? Do you see that the A's should be favorites here? Now, this one is tough. What do we think, ladies and gentlemen? You can get the A's at plus 150. Now, what I would consider doing is taking the A's plus 1.5. I really do think that could be a move. That's crazy. I know. It's crazy, Wellesley Boa. I know. Rangers going to win? Again, we get people coming in here fading the model, and it doesn't work for them. Your model loves Waldichuk, man. Titty, you're so right, honestly. Dude, that's why I'm afraid of this game. My model just loves Ken Waldichuk, and Waldichuk just gives up 9 runs a game. And my model just keeps saying, nah, tail him, dude. Please tail Waldichuk. And I'm like, why? I don't want to. It's so terrifying. Waldichuk, I know. No way. I mean, like, maybe you go A's plus 1.5. Like, it might hit. It's not like Martin Perez is that good either. I don't know, man. Does anyone have the stones to bet A's plus 150? Does anyone have the stones? If you do, you have my respect. Already have Rangers minus 1.5 locked in. Damn it. I mean, who knows, right? Like, it could just be wrong. But sometimes the model shows value on the A's and the A's win. We'll see. I think you either, if you're going to take the Rangers, take the minus 1.5 because they might just blow them out. But consider the A's on the money line. I am on A's plus 150. Reese, B01. I respect you. Let's get to the next game. All right, this is a very popular game. Very, very popular game. Joey Hendricks 07, I bet the A's, man. Yeah, because you're smart and you know what you're doing. Not saying Rangers isn't smart, but the model does say that. All right, as you can see, model likes the Dodgers. Model thinks the total is pretty spot on. I don't know, man. I don't know. Doesn't this show the model isn't good? No, the model has been great. STL0220, thank you for subbing with Prime. No, the model has been really good. Like, the model on opening day had the A's beating Shohei Ohtani, and they beat them. Like, the model has been very good. People in stream, can you confirm that the model has been very, very good? But as we can see for this game, 5-4, that's kind of what they think it's going to be. Dustin May on the mound against Snell. Primetime game, Friday. Yes, model's good. W model. Appreciate you guys. It is good. I promise you. I'm not just showing it just to show it. It can be good. Reds yesterday, exactly. It had the Reds as favorites yesterday, and it had the under. That game ended 5-0 towards the Reds. And all of us on TikTok Live were like, we can't take the Reds here, can we? They won. They won by 5. All right. But as we can tell, Dodgers, Padres, I would lean the Dodgers. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Total's pretty spot on. Should be probably at 9. Dodgers, Padres. It's going to be a sick game. Trusted the model and the under and the Reds yesterday. That's because you're smart. All right. I think it's time to welcome some people into queue. But in the meantime, while we're waiting, if you guys have any questions, feel free to fire them in. Obviously, feel free to fire them in. Model better than the market few yards before first pitch. Doubt it. We'll see. We'll see. Fade it. I dare you. Matchup happened 5 days ago and went 2-1 Dodgers. I think under could hit again. Don't hate it. 2 more hours until Yuri Perez. No, I don't think Yuri gets smashed tonight. I think he's a freak of nature. I love Yuri Perez. It's his first start, right? And you never know what's going to happen in his first start. Long term, absolutely love Yuri Perez. Couldn't say more nice things about the young 6'8", lanky destroyer of men. That's what I like to call him. Destroyer of men. First start, I don't know. We got all in one unit? Yes. It's not Mitch Keller Day. I'm surprised you're even on. How are you?
Yeah, good. It is Grand Matchcraft Day though, so I had to make an
Facts.
appearance. Yeah,
Yes,
come on.
yeah.
All right. Yeah, let's get right into it. I think most baseball fans know it's Yuri Perez Day. Highly anticipated debut. So my play in that game, I don't really want to back the Reds bats, especially on the road against a guy with that kind of stuff. So I'm taking the first 5 under 4 at plus 100. Graham Ashcraft coming off his worst start of the season by far, just could not get anybody out. I think it's a good spot from the bounce back. Aside from like Jazz Chisholm and Soler, there shouldn't be too much of a threat. And he is still better against lefties than righties. Still kind of a reverse splits guy. So Soler is kind of the guy I would potentially be worried about of taking him deep at some point. Talking about Graham Ashcraft there, but I think this will stay under 4 in the first 5. Don't trust really either bullpen right this second, even though I think both closers are good. I don't trust the in-between guys right now.
I have a question for you. So as a Graham Ashcraft guy, what's been going on lately?
His grandmother passed away like 2 weeks ago. That can put you in a mental head case, I think, but he pitched well like the day or two after that. He pitched well. But he's no Cy Young Award winner. He's no Mitch Keller, so he is susceptible to a bad start. And that was really only his bad start of the season.
Yeah.
And his strikeout numbers were crazy high in his first few starts compared to last year. And that's definitely come back down to earth. He's not a 10, 11K per 9 guy. He's going to sit more in that 7, 8-ish range and induce soft contact with a sinker, cutter, slider. So I think you're just seeing a little bit of regression that was there after a really hot start. And at the end of the day, he's their third best pitcher, and he'd be a really, really good 4 or 5 on most teams. I think he's still young, a lot to learn. So good spot for him to show out today and have a good start.
I like him, man. I hope Yuri dominates. Like, I love this kid. I hope I think there's 2 aliens in Major League Baseball, and they're both in the minor leagues. Well, of course, there's ones in the major leagues, but Yuri Perez and Ellie De La Cruz for the Reds.
Yeah, absolute freaks.
Freak of natures. I hope
Freaks.
Yuri dominates. You got more plays, though, right?
Yeah, we've got a couple more plays squaring up over in Baltimore today. I got their money line at one, to win 1 unit, and then risking 1 unit on the run line. With a healthy back end, healthy rested Cano and Batista, probably the most underrated 1-2 8-9 punch in baseball. Feel comfortable not giving up any potential lead late, and that little magical run that the Pirates are on is long gone. Their offense has been absolutely non-existent against bad pitching. Kyle Bradish, not the best, not the worst, can pitch well against bad teams, gets rocked against good teams type of guy. So I think he's going to pitch solid enough in that offense against Oviedo, who's come back down to earth and looked really bad lately.
Yeah, he has.
Just letting up bombs, letting up multiple runs an inning against an Orioles offense who absolutely bangs. So I like the Orioles as my square piece that just absolutely destroys today.
I like it too. I was looking to play the Orioles too. I just sometimes there's something about it. First, I hate laying juice like that. Just me personally.
Yeah, me too. In the right spot, I'll do it.
Yeah.
But I won't do it on its own. If it's like a spot, I'm like, oh, I can I can see a ladder potential here, like last night with the Giants, minus 145. Do I really want to lay that down? No. But if I really, really like a spot, I'll dive into it, take the money line, take the run line, take alt lines if it's available, and that's the spot. This is a spot that I really like with it today.
I love him, my man. And you got one more pick?
One more pick. My favorite pitcher in baseball, favorite player in baseball, aside for that season and a half he was on the Yankees, is Sonny Gray. Has been for a long time. We've got a Sonny Gray, Oakland Athletics little jersey. Huge fan.
Before you continue, you want to hear a quick story?
If it revolves around Sonny Gray, I would love to.
It does. So we have Walker Buehler on our pod, and we were asking him, and I kind of asked him too because I was like, they both played at Vandy, and they're both good friends. So I was like, has Sonny ever talked to you about like that stint in New York, like why he didn't perform that well? Has he ever kind of confided in you? And he was like, we've talked about it off and on, but the thing that he said was that the Yankees were trying to tool with his pitch mix, like getting him to throw different pitches. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me, Yankees?
Yeah.
This guy's been so successful and you're trying to change him? Like, what are you doing? Then he goes, keeps doing his own pitch mix, and look at him now. Like, damn it, Yankees.
I remember him. He's been open about that just in general too. That's not the first time I've heard that. I don't know if the pitch is right, but I think they tried to add a sinker and make him throw a slider less or something like that. Something like weird. Like, I don't know why you want to take away Sonny Gray's slider, slurve, sweeper, whatever you want to call it, because it's nasty. And, he's got that two-seamer now that you see the clips about him talking about how his favorite pitch to throw now is a two-seamer in on the hands against a lefty because Bartolo Colon made it look so fun to do.
I saw that clip. That was awesome.
That was a really cool clip. So I like the under in this game. Twins, Will Durant out of the back end of the bullpen, full game under 8 here, minus 120. I believe it's still at 8. I don't think it's moved.
7.5.
7.5. All right, I'm still playing it 7.5 personally.
Okay.
If it's there, it's probably minus 110, minus 105, whatever.
Minus 110.
Minus 110.
Good
so
movement for you.
Yeah, that means it's not hitting in my experience, but that's all right. At the end of the day, I really like Sonny Gray. He's been dominant this year. Will regression hit him at some point? Yes. I'm sure it will, but this Cubs offense, talk about regression. They were awesome there for a little while, kind of like the Pirates, and then slowly but surely coming back down to earth. Bailey's still been really good, which is good to see him back and good. But like Nico Horner, he's hurt / not really giving it. Patrick Wisdom's home runner strikeout, back to that type of thing. So I think Sonny Gray's going to continue to pitch really well. And on the other side, the Twins still sneakily have one of the worst offenses in baseball, most inconsistent, even though they're starting to get some reinforcements. And Alex Kirilloff, he's been putting out some good at-bats. And, Royce Lewis has started rehab assignments. Hopefully he can actually stay healthy and give them some good innings. But right now, I still think that with the pieces available out of the Cubs bullpen as well that have been good, I still like the under here, under 8, under 7.5, sure.
I like this play a lot. I was honestly thinking about doing this play too. My only reason was like, is Drew Smiley going to throw well today? But he might give up 3 runs and it's 3-1 after 5 and both bullpen shuts it down. So it's like, I may have just overthought that one, but this was going to be one of my plays this morning. I can really stand behind this play. Ollie, we're doing a 6-piece community entry on Prize Picks. Give me your favorite square on the board for people to vote.
I'm not gonna lie, did not hit the prop lab today.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like such an overloaded slate. I don't know. I guess. Yeah, this is real confident, right? Give me anything Verdugo or Yoshida available. Red Sox homer bias pick at home against Adam Wainwright in a really bad Cardinals bullpen.
So, what would be the square, Verdugo or Yoshida?
What's available for either of them? Let's see here. Verdugo batting leadoff, Yoshida batting second. Verdugo is up for bases and fantasy score. Yoshi is up for run and fantasy score. Interesting. Give me Verdugo Fantasy.
Verdugo Fantasy. I like
Over
that.
over Verdugo Fantasy 7 round number. I bet both those guys will hit both their things today. Isn't that total at like hasn't that total gone up like a
11.
run and a half or something? Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
So give me any offense in that game, but with the homer bias play, I'll take Verdugo.
I like it. Thanks, my friend. Appreciate you. So right now we got Olsen, we got Wayno, we got Verdugo, we got more people coming on to give picks. Appreciate you, my friend. Good luck on the plays. I really do like all of them you gave today.
All right. Yeah, let's get back. We're in the red still a little bit in the contest.
Yeah, can you flash
but,
the leaderboard for us, Cohen?
but
See
the
all because you haven't been that bad. I mean, you're just like hovering around a little bit like 500.
Yeah, well, personally, like I said, it was a rough April, but in May, we're up about 6 units in May. So up on the season in general, momentum is here. So buy your stock now because we're going up.
I love to hear it, my friend. All right, we'll talk soon. Enjoy your weekend.
All right.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, just got a text from mid-major. Something came up. Main water line burst at one of my stores. Won't be able to come on. Apologies. Is there anybody in queue right now?
We got Colby, then Gino.
Oh, Colby, then Gino. So we'll do Matt's picks after. Let's, who we welcome on first? Colbert Olsen. Jeez.
I am 6, 20, and 4 in my last 30 picks on this stream. That is the last 7 days I've been on this stream. I've had 7 straight losing days.
4 pushes.
Is that the most? Like, I think being that bad is actually somehow good.
I agree, because I mean, if people faded you from day one or in the last 7 days,
my bank account,
they're 20 and 6.
Yes.
Yes.
So,
okay,
we're back.
All right, we're back. Hey, and I want to make something clear. I believe in you. You're not on the stream as a humor thing. You're very good. You and I had one of the greatest football seasons we've both ever had. You know baseball even better than football. This is a cold streak. It happens to everyone. I'm making fun of you right now, but you're on stream for a reason. You know the game.
I deserve to be made fun of and more. I mean, it really is bad, but we don't get discouraged. I mean, I'll be back here every day giving picks. It's just changing how I view the board. I think it's changing my strategies, and betting on teams that should win is probably the way to go.
I like that. Let's bet on some teams that should win, and let's start with the Dodgers, who the model also likes. You're on it. Tell us why.
Yes. I'm very pleased with what I've seen from Dustin May so far this year. He's had one blow-up start where he gave up 5 earned, over 5 2/3. Outside of that start, Pete, he hasn't given up more than 2 earned runs in each start. He's getting a ton of ground balls. He's commanding the fastball up in the zone, which was the next step for him as a sinker guy that throws really hard. It's the step forward that I saw from last night from Brian Bayo is just commanding that four-seam fastball up in the zone is huge for him. He has a 2.68 ERA on the year, a 3.46 FIP. He's not striking out a million guys, but that's not how he needs to get outs, right? Only an 18% K rate and 9.5% walk rate. It's not your typical, flashy ace, but he is so overpowering and does not give up home runs. He just has a 2.4% home run per fly ball rate this year. The other reason I love this play is, yes, the Padres offense has been struggling, but Juan Soto is leading the league in WAR over the last 2 weeks. He leads the league in WRC+.
Oh, what a shocker. He's really good.
What a shocker. He's really
can you
good.
believe people were like saying that he's not that guy? I'm like, can you give the man a second? He is still one of the what would you place him in rankings of pure hitters in Major League Baseball? 5?
He's top 3.
Yeah.
Top 3, gotta be.
Yeah, he's up there.
But the positive is that in 9 plate appearances against May, Soto is 0 for 6, does not have a hit, has a few walks, right? But has not done any damage against May to this date. And overall, the Padres offense has not done a ton of damage against May. A 324 xWOBA, a 24% strikeout rate, an average exit velocity of 88.7 miles per hour. On the other side of things, though, this Dodgers offense is very, very, very familiar with Blake Snell. A 368 expected WOBA all time. And Blake Snell has not been sharp, Pete.
He's been
He has
ass.
really not been sharp. And amazingly, he's been getting away with it the last few starts. Over his last 4 starts, he has a 3.68 ERA, but a 5.08 FIP. He's been walking the house. Yeah, he's been striking guys out, but he has been getting really lucky. And I'm expecting the Dodgers to get on him fast. But I took the full game here because the Dodgers had an off day yesterday. They also didn't use any of their premier bullpen arms on Wednesday. So they are super, super rested right now in the bullpen. So it's just picking matchups here. I really like what I've seen from Dustin May, and I'm picking matchups.
That's the kind of pitch that puts you on the right track. Let's get to your second play.
Yep, let's do it. Second pick is White Sox Astros over 8.5. You look at this game, and you have Michael Kopech pitching for the White Sox, who has been flat out abysmal. He's given up 4 or more earned runs in 4 out of 7 of his starts. He gave up 3 earned in another start. He's had 2 good starts in my eyes, right? He had a good start against the Pirates early in the year, and he had a good start against the Minnesota Twins, who have been struggling lately. So against good teams, he's been beaten up. Now, the question here is, do you call the Houston Astros a good team right now? Over the last 14 days, Pete, they have a 581 OPS, and this lineup desperately needs Jose Altuve back. But if there's any guy that is going to get the Houston Astros going, it's Michael Kopech. Kyle Tucker brought it up to you this morning, Pete, has like a 26 WRC plus over the last 14 days. But he's been hitting the ball hard. He has a 400 xWOBA versus a 330 WOBA. So there is, reason to believe that he's going to break out at some point here. But the other reason I love this over is not just that I think the Astros will be able to hit Michael Kopech and break out of this slump a bit. I do think that the White Sox could sneakily win this game because JP France performed well in his first start, Pete. He went 5 scoreless against the Mariners, but I went back and watched the game and some highlights. He was giving up rockets.
Yeah, he was.
But they were all getting caught. He gave up a 115-mile-an-hour rocket to Julio that just went into the shortstop glove. Like, happy birthday, man. You look at his minor league numbers. This year, even dating back to last year, he walks a lot of guys. He didn't walk one guy against the Mariners. And this White Sox offense has actually been coming alive a little bit as of late. A 735 OPS in the last 14 days isn't insane, but Luis Robert is really coming alive. Andrew Vaughn is coming alive. And I think France has a bad start here in his second MLB start.
I like it, my man. Because you're also taking advantage, too. You're like, I think the White Sox beat up France. I think the Astros get a couple off Kopech. And then you have a White Sox bullpen that sucks.
Yeah, man. I mean,
so
like, the way
there's going to be runs
this,
throughout. I think it's a good play.
The way I picture this is like after 5 or 6 innings, this is going to be 3-3.
Yeah, and then more runs are going to come.
Yep.
Before you go, community entry on Prize Picks. Give us your favorite prop on the board.
Yeah, my favorite prop of the day is...
Hold on. I'm writing them all down, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to vote after everyone gives their picks.
Yeah, my favorite play of the day is James Paxton more than 2.5 earned runs. I love fading pitchers making a return from the injured list. And this isn't just a return. This is a 2-year return to the MLB. He has not pitched in the MLB in 2 years. He was solid in his last 2 minor league starts, but he faces the Cardinals, who are deploying an all-righty lineup. And for as much as you want to say the Cardinals have been struggling, it's pitching that they've been really struggling with. They've still been hitting lefties, Pete. A 118 WRC plus against lefties is 6th in baseball right now. This could not be a worse start for like a worse spot for Paxton to make his debut, right? Cardinals, he's on the road, and 2.5 runs. I mean, come on. He's going to give up 3 over 5 innings.
I love it. I think this is sneaky because everyone's, I'm talking about Wainwright. A lot of Red Sox bats are popular. You're like, wait, we can't forget, like, to get to 11, like, Paxton's also going to get crushed. Like, and the Cardinals are pretty damn good against lefties. Small ballpark, return from injury. It ain't 97 Paxton anymore, is it, Colby?
And for anybody out there that's like, well, it's James Paxton. Is he only going to go like 3 innings, 4 innings? No, he's been built up to 5. Like
Okay.
He's going to go 5, I think.
I love it, my man. Appreciate you coming on, all right? We're returning the tide. I know you're much better than the record shows, but at the same time, I like to give you shit. It's kind of funny.
I deserve it, man. Let's see some winners tonight. Good luck.
Good stuff, my man. We'll talk to you soon. All right. This next person up is Gino from Bet Openly. He came on last stream, and he's pitching Yerfies. He's pitching this. He's pitching that. He doesn't even have a freaking shirt on, and I'm not going to question him for a second because the man came on, read through the algorithm, gave us so much great insight, and went 5-1. Can you flash the leaderboard for us, Producer Cohen? Because he is in 5th, and he's been on for 1 stream. I'm excited for what he has today. Gino, are you enjoying the California weather, my friend?
My dudes, I got gambling advice and I got life advice.
Let's hear it.
So
Not
hard.
gambling advice, though.
Not gambling advice, but if you had to have gambling advice from someone, work so hard in your 20s that you don't need to wear shirts and you can start drinking nooners at noon on Fridays. That's my plan for all of you listening. We good?
Yeah. No, we're good. Keep going.
Now let's feed people.
Let's
I
feed
got
them.
in place. We're going to come out of the gate with the Atlanta Braves money line.
Okay.
Little juicy in the 150 range, and the San Diego Padres around plus 120 range.
Yeah, start with the Braves, and then we'll kind of get into your Padres pick so people don't get it confused. Just start with why you like the Braves.
Yeah. So these are all pure line movement plays, line movement and money distribution. So I respect guys like Colby and guys like Krabs that have full analysis. These are just pure algorithm money movement plays, exposure to the books for how the bets move the lines. So it's just what we call EV. A lot of people in the EV world call it expected value. I don't expect shit in the betting world. I call it estimated.
Did you cut off there? I can't hear him anymore. Oh, no, now I can hear you. Yeah, no, keep going. Keep going through all your stuff. I'm here listening.
So for the 2 plays, they're just line movement, just money.
Can you tell us why, like on the Braves, like just for people listening, like what kind of splits are you seeing? Like the money distribution, tell us how the books are exposed on the Braves. Like just kind of break that down for us.
Yeah, 100%. So what happened was more money came in on Toronto. So I hate being with the public, but I'm slightly with the public on Atlanta. More tickets came in on Atlanta, but more money came in on Toronto, but the books stuck the line. The line is right where it opened at. Even though the books have more money, which you would usually say, again, generic, but if there's more money but less tickets, you would usually say that's what we call sharp. That's pro action. But the books decided not to move the line an inch and stick the line. So I trust the books more than I trust the sharps. I trust the business more than I trust the person.
Yeah. And I personally, just from a baseball sense, I'm on the over 8. It moved to 8.5. The reason I took that is because not only do I think the Braves put up 5 or 6 runs, but I do think the Blue Jays bats are sneaky here. Like, I think this is one of those bets where if you took Braves minus 1.5, I don't think you'd hit. But I kind of am seeing like a 5-4 or 6-5 Braves win. I think the best matchup in this game is Braves bats against Bassett. That's my best matchup. So I've heard a lot of smart people say they're on the Braves through the first 5. Your algorithm, the way you bet, says Braves money line. That actually makes me feel good about this over.
I like it, brother. And very similar story here in Padres Dodgers. One, I think the line came out misrepresented. I thought the Dodgers should have been minus 130, minus 120, not minus 140. So I watched it, and then more money came in on the Braves, even though more tickets came in on the Dodgers.
You mean Padres?
Padres, sorry. Yeah. Thank you. And the Padres, even though the books have more tickets and more money on the Dodgers, they stuck the line. So the other one is just tickets versus money. This one is money and tickets are both on the Dodgers, and the line stuck. So it's probably not sharp money. It's probably public money. But again, I'm with the books, not with the bettors.
Okay. We got a good old-fashioned standoff. We got Colby, who just came up, pitched the Dodgers, and we got Gino on the Padres. Gino, before I let you go, we are doing a community entry on Prize Picks. We talked about this a little bit on the phone. You have 3 props that you're playing yourself. I'm curious what the algorithm is saying. What is your favorite prop? And then I'm going to try and use your brain to our advantage on Prize Picks.
Yeah, what I would say, and sometimes I fuck up these names, so don't judge me. I would say the over on anything related to batting for Yepes, and then the over on K's for E. Perez out of Miami. If he's there, he's a young kid. He might not be on the board yet.
Yeah, so he is. So, okay.
Mark my words. This kid will be over 5.5, 6 Ks in like a couple weeks. So this is a unit and a half for me. I know that doesn't excite a lot of people.
It excites me because that's how I bet too. I'm
That's
1 unit
3X.
always.
That's 3x Gino money. So whatever that means to you, 3x.
All right.
That would be my number one. And then if I had to fall back on a third, if you don't see the line or odds, I do like Boyd out of Detroit to not have 4.5 Ks today. It's good. It's a high upside, not a likely to win. I have it around only a 40% chance to win, but it is plus 140. So not throwing any shade. If you're getting even money on your pick, skip this one because it's not worth putting it in. But if you're getting upside or betting it individually, that's a different thing. So I would say E. Perez is the answer to your Prize Picks question.
So, okay, Yuri Perez is at 5 strikeouts on Prize Picks. Juan Yepes is at 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, and Matt Boyd is at 5 Ks. So hearing those lines now, yeah.
I really appreciate you doing this. You're putting me on the spot. So I'm going to answer it with 3 scenarios.
Okay.
1, I really like Yepes.
Okay.
So I like that bet better than the one I gave you, and I'm being honest.
Okay.
2, I lost a half a strikeout, but I'm still on E. Perez. No question.
Okay.
And then lastly, I gained a half a strikeout from Boyd. That's probably the winner now. Do you know if it's like minus 120, minus 110, something like that?
The thing is, it's on Prize Picks, so there's no line. So it's
Understood.
just the square. So Matthew Boyd. So I'm writing them all down because we're going to vote. I think all of them are really good. I kind of just want to tail Yuri Perez because, like, that's sick.
Dude,
I want to watch him and have money on that bet.
This kid is nasty. Excitement standpoint, I want to say it from a value standpoint. I'm not going to lie. Yepes, the over 1.5, single run RBI, all that, or Boyd gaining a half a strikeout in our direction, pretty powerful because I was on the 4.5 at plus 140, the 5 at even money. It's significant. It's substantial.
Yeah. So me personally, I really like this Yepes play. I think it's very smart. I think the Yuri Perez thing is the most fun. Matt Boyd, it's kind of the most boring, and I think it's hitting. So, I think all of them are good. I wrote them all down, so as a chat, we're going to vote on them. One last thing for Yuri Perez for you. Yep. So we put out our top 100 prospects. We're huge prospect people over here at Just Baseball. We ranked him as our number 1 pitching prospect, number 6 overall. I saw him at the Futures game. I had a chance to actually watch him pitch. He is an alien. Victor Wembanyama is an alien in the NBA. That's what LeBron James called him. We have 2 currently in the minor leagues. Ellie De La Cruz, Yuri Perez. I cannot wait to watch him.
And you're stealing words out of my mouth. You are a baseball purist. I want to actually push this Perez bet because I want all the kids out there to remember them seeing his first start.
I agree.
And him just out 8, striking out 9, and just shoving.
I love it. And we have line movement on that total from 8.5 to 7. Or 7.5.
I love it.
All right, so we got all 5. I put all 3 of them, so we're going to vote as a squad. And maybe 2 of them make it, right? We're voting, so you never know. I appreciate it, Gino.
I'll bow out. Nothing but love for you, Pete. Nothing but love for you, Krabs. Step up to the plate, dog. All love.
Let's go, my friend. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Enjoy your nooners. You deserve it. You deserve it, my friend. All right? We'll talk to you soon. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got some good-ass props. we have some good ass props. All right. What we're looking at right now, we got Matt Olson fantasy, Wainwright over hits, Verdugo over fantasy, Paxton over 2.5 earned runs, Yuri Perez over strikeouts, Matthew Boyd under strikeouts, Juan Yepes over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. We're going to vote at the end of stream, so make sure to stay tuned. But right now, we have Crabs bets. Yes. I want to shout you out for a second. Phillies moneyline 3 in a bang.
Sure. I think that prize pick's full reverse, though. How about that?
Well.
Full reverse.
Well. W transparency.
W transparency. The 3-unit whale, though, it brought us back into the green a little bit.
Are you
I think we're still down.
Are you
still down for the year? But we're making the right track. We're making the right moves.
Are you slightly okay with me saying don't put Patrick Corbin over 4.5 as an official play? Just that.
Sure. I mean, it didn't hit, so yeah.
No, 100%. But remember, you were fucking with me, being like, I should have.
100%. Ended up saving me in the end. Although I definitely bet plenty of my units on it myself, just not on the stream.
He'll get 10 strikeouts one of these days. He will.
I don't know if he will, man. I don't know if he's going to, man. Let's get started off with the prop real quick, though. I got one I like. I love the ones that you just listed. I think Perez should go in there anyways. Not going to name the sports book, but there's a book out there that has a new bet out there today, pretty popular one, where it's you bet who has the most strikeouts on the entire MLB boards out of all the pitchers. Pretty cool. And I actually wanted to target Perez for that. I'm trying to pull it up right now while I'm talking, but he had some serious value on that list compared to the other names, and I would love to put him in the entry so we can ride that out. I think it's a no-brainer.
I love it. So would that be the prop that you want to pitch, like, for the community?
No. I back it. I do have a prop that I like, and I'm looking at the odds for the new daily special.
Yeah.
It's that I was telling you about, and it looks like Strider, Cole, Burns are obviously at the top, all shorter than plus 1,000. But a value play, Perez plus 2,000. Earlier today, he was plus 25 hundo when I was hosting Surge Stream, and it's cut down to plus 2,000. So that's a good sign. And I think that's a crazy value play for a sprinkle. Props-wise, for the mega entry you're trying to build here, I like Luis Garcia to score a run for the Nats today.
Ooh.
I know you don't like the Nats, but
I do. We just.
Both sides.
I just like the Mets as a team better.
Sure. You made that very clear earlier. Yes,
Okay.
You're a huge Mets fan.
Yeah,
huge. POD Pete is actually not a Yankees fan anymore, Chad. He's a Mets fan.
You hear that, producer Cohen? Mets fan.
Crazy.
My producer said we don't want you.
Yeah, good. You don't want any scum Yankee fans, bro. Let him be. Let him be, Will. I like Luis Garcia to score a run. Look, he's almost never up for this square on prize picks. He's been up a lot for his, total bases or, fantasy or stuff like that. But he hasn't usually been up for a run, and the dude's been seeing the ball great. And I'm excited to see him, take some good at-bats, probably in the 2-hole again tonight. I like him to score. He's been mashing baseballs in the 2-hole since he's been moved there. So I like him to score when he's usually not up on prize picks, and I like runs in that game.
I love it, my man. I think that's good. But let's get into some game picks. Why not us?
Sure.
What's the first one you got?
Yeah, let's go. We can go in order of time. We got a game starting up here in a little more than an hour. We got the Cincy Miami under 7.5. I got it at minus 105. I think it's minus 110 both ways ish now.
Yep.
Which is not. I mean, it's fine, totally fine. I like the under here because of the guy Perez that was mentioned earlier. Obviously, I think he's going to absolutely deal, and I want to back Ashcraft after his worst career start where he didn't get out of the second inning. Totals come down a whole run. I like the splits. I like fading both these offenses. To be completely honest with you, they stink. And people in chat are saying, is the Perez strikeout, square? Is the strikeout prop a trap? I don't think it is because I don't think the books can really. I don't think they can really lock in on how good this fucking kid really is right now. Yeah. Straight up, I don't think they know.
They don't know.
Until they see him out there. There's value on his strikeout. So I like him to ball, and I like Ashcraft to bounce back. So I'm on that under, and I love the line move there down a run.
Good stuff, my man. I think we talked about it on BTL for a little bit. It was kind of like I was just like 7.5. I think that creeped a little low just because of the variance of like you don't know what these two pitchers are going to get. But again, just because I think it's a little bit too low doesn't mean I'm playing the over, right?
It is too low. That's also why I kind of like it,
And you may just be right there. How about a 3-0 Marlins win where Perez
I'd love for the kid to get
dominates? Would be so.
Chat, this kid's 20 years old. He's 6'8". You have to put him on your TV at some point, at least for an inning, guys.
Yeah, have to.
You will be blown away, right? these starts don't happen often, right?
Yeah.
This is a Strasburg type start,
Yep.
right? On that level, along those lines. So you guys need to fucking wake up and watch this kid pitch because he's a dog.
He's 20.
Okay? He just turned 20.
Yeah, so like let's say he doesn't have that great of a start. Let's say you give up 2 earned in 5 innings. Like this guy should be on your fantasy baseball team. He is next up. He is our number 1 ranked pitcher on justbaseball.com. Absolute stud. So, but you got more. You got more. Let's stop glazing the kid. Let's see him pitch.
Dude, I'm excited, man.
He's so awesome. Excited.
He's
I
awesome.
Can't wait.
And Chad, he fills the zone too. He's not one of these young guys who throws 100, has no idea where it's going, Hunter Green type. He's very, very accurate, and he throws the shit out of the ball. He's a beast. He's a beast. All right. Play number 2. Let's go Nats ML. Do not love the way the line's been moved in the last hour. Late line movement has been key in baseball. If I was a fucking loser, I would just sit in front of my monitor and watch the lines move 30 minutes before first pitch every game because that would be profitable. And I don't like the way the line's moving, but I have it locked in, and I do like the Nats today. At plus 105, I got a Nats.
I'm seeing plus 100 right now in BetMGM.
Yeah, still plus 100, but it got up to like minus 104-ish, minus 103-ish.
You probably had some buyback on the Mets as dogs. Like, that's going to happen. You see the Mets as dogs against the Nationals, and people are going to jump on that.
Yeah, people got to be betting on the Mets late. Come on. Late money is usually dumb money. Give me the Nats. The Mets, you take the names off the front of the jersey, you take the names off the back, you put these 2 teams out there on the field. Maybe the Nats are even a favorite in this spot. No joke. They've just been the better team over the last 25 games. Check the Carfax. They're playing better. They're winning more games. The Mets suck. Okay, check them. Miguel, this guy's been okay. Totals at 9, though. Somebody's giving up runs. And Mackenzie Gore had 10 strikeouts against the Mets in his last start. Does it worry me a little bit that total's a little high? Sure. But you know who's been hitting the ball pretty damn well? The Washington Nationals. Top 13 pretty much in every hitting statistical category that's important. Very impressive. Besides home runs, they don't hit them. They don't need them. They don't need them. The Nats are going to win this game by base hit after base hit. Okay, that's how they play. Small ball, station to station. Okay, they kill you slowly with these little stabs. Okay, they're grinders. And they're going to keep hitting well like they have been the last month, and nobody's talking about it because they are the Nats, right? They don't have soda anymore. Well, I think the Nats should be a favorite here, and I'm grabbing them to plus money when they've been playing much better. And I think they win.
Good pitch, my friend. And Luis Garcia over half a run.
I like it.
Sneaky.
Dude, and trust me, I check the Nats board every freaking day. He's never up for that. It's hit it.
I love him, my man. Good stuff. Those are your only plays, right?
No, I got 5 plays.
Oh, I'm an idiot. Keep going. Keep going.
I have a lot of plays. Yeah. I'll tempo and pace these.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right.
Pitch them. Because we don't have anybody in queue right now, and Matt couldn't be here, so yeah, go through them.
Okay. Favorite play on the board today. Will I have sneak units pending on this? Probably, but I always wait right before first pitch before I sneak unit anything because I always want to see that late movement. It's very, very telling. It is. I'm telling you, you could be a line hawk and just be the worst person ever and live in your basement, never come out and probably make money. But that's not fun, right? You know what is fun? The over in Boston tonight. Over 11, opened up at 9.5. That's a hilarious number. Maybe out of respect for Wainwright, I don't know. But Sharp's obviously steamed up to freaking 11. The weather conditions are perfect. That could have something to do with it as well. Wainwright, like you said, throwing below 90 miles an hour. That also could have something to do with it as well, right? He is washed. He's washed. Maybe he'll prove me wrong. Maybe he will. Maybe after a couple more starts, he'll get into midseason form here and whip back into shape a little bit. But, I mean, after what we saw in that last start, Peter, and this might be a square angle, but this Red Sox lineup, which is red hot, I mean, they're going to destroy him, right? You love that Wainwright more than 6.5 hits allowed square. I mean, that's a ridiculous square. Give me a break. For Adam Wainwright, a Hall of Famer? Come on. And it's going to soar over. I love it. He's going to get absolutely touched up today. I've never seen more prize pick squares in my life than the Red Sox have up today. It's bonkers. Literally everybody. And the way that total's moving up, I grabbed it at 11 and plus 100. Now it's about minus 110 both ways. It's still moving, man. Yeah. And we're getting runs, a typical Fenway Park, maybe 10-9 type game like we see, from time to time over the years where it's just runs galore at Fenway Park. That's the type of game we're getting tonight.
So on the model, so on Ballpark Pal, they have a starting pitchers chart. And normally, like, every starting pitcher is anywhere from like 1.8 projected runs to 3. Like, normally the angle, like occasionally see 3.1. Of course, the guys who have 3 sometimes give up 7, sometimes they give up 2. Like, it's just kind of projections. 2 pitchers are over 3.5, which you don't normally see. Chris Bassett is number 2 at 3.6. Wainwright is at 4. I haven't seen a guy projected at 4 runs this entire season.
Damn. Were there any 4s last year that you can recall that soared?
The goat whale, Bumgarner. No, I'm not kidding.
But
that
that's
was
the
last
kind of
4.
start we're going to see tonight.
Yeah,
we're going
that
to
was
see
the
a
last 4.
Bumgarner type start. Yeah. That's he's going to go in there and he's not going to have his stuff and he's going to get absolutely lit up. That's just how it's going to go.
Yeah.
If they knew how bad Wainwright would be, this game would have been on ESPN or Fox or somewhere to be on TV, probably Apple TV, for the overs, right? Honestly, because this game's soaring. It's soaring.
I think it's soaring. I agree with you. I think this is a 7-6 Red Sox win.
Yep. I'll take that. That pays, that plays.
That plays. Next pick.
Yeah, this one's weird. I don't really have much baseball reasoning or analysis behind it, and it's such a slept-on play. Nobody's taking it. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody wants it. I do. I'll take it. Give me the Guardians on the ML with the 70-cent line flip. I mean, what's going on here? I did some research, guys. I really did this morning, and these starters were announced, 30 hours ago at this point. They were. So I don't think it was a pitching change. I don't know. Maybe somebody got hurt last night. You tell me. But this line moving 70 cents towards the GABA guards who are atrocious. Give me a freaking break.
They're not atrocious.
The Angels, they're atrocious right now. Atrocious right now. The Angels, I mean, they're the biggest frauds in the land, but they got a pretty nice record sitting in front of their name, right? But they're starting to come back down to earth. They've lost 4 of their last 5. I think the magic's over for the Angels. I see them under 500 in the coming weeks. So I think they drop this game. And I know you told me about a pretty cool guard system in this spot that if you wanted to share with the people, I think it's pretty cool. They're winning this game with that line flip. And honestly, Logan Allen's he's been good.
Yeah.
He's been good. He's a good young arm. I like him.
So
70 cents, gotta play.
I was talking about this game because we showed the model, and the model likes the Angels on the money line today. And I was telling of why I kind of disagree, because that system that you're talking about, I mentioned when I was talking about the model, but for anyone coming in new, there's a system that is it dates back like a lot of years. And the system is you take a team that made the playoffs last year on the money line after they were previously shut out. So the Guardians in their last game, they lost 5-0. It's a 58% system. I'm not exactly sure 58. It's between 57 to 60. It's in that range of taking that same team on the money line in their next game. So that applies to the Guardians. But at the same time, Angels much better against lefties, like way better than the Guardians are. But like Tyler Anderson can be beat. And Logan Allen is not just some trash lefty rookie. Like, he is a dog. The Guardians have a pitching lab. He's a dog. And the Guardians have the bullpen advantage. They're at home. They're coming off the shutout. I disagree with the model. I agree with you. I think the Guardians win this game.
Do you and the model ever fight?
Oh, we fight all the time. I fight with the model every day.
You guys ever bicker?
Every day.
Arguments?
Every day.
Yeah.
There's a under in Giants Diamondbacks that the model loves, and I'm like, why?
What are you doing, model? What are you thinking?
But the model's been fucking good. The model thinks the A's should be minus 140 today.
The Athletics?
The Athletics. The Oakland Athletics.
So we got time and nobody's in queue. Let's talk about that minus 130 opener for Martin Perez. And look, I know Martin Perez has not looked good. I've been the guy who's saying Martin Perez isn't good for the last 2 years, and he had one heck of a stretch last season when he became an all-star. Guys, he stunk. He reeked up the place until then. And then he got a Mickey Mouse all-star appearance because the rest of his team stunk. The guy's not that guy. The guy is not that guy. Someone put that on a shirt. The guy is not that guy. Waldichuk opening up plus 110 against the Rangers is I still can't wrap my head around it. I cannot wrap my head around it.
A's are gonna win.
Waldichuk might be the worst pitcher in baseball, straight up. Worst starting pitcher in baseball, to be honest with you. He's dog water. Martin Perez, all-star last year, sure. The Rangers, second best offense in baseball, sure. Athletics, AAA team, 8 wins, worst team in MLB history, sure. Guys, it's baseball. Okay, the worst teams beat the best teams all the freaking time. That's why we love this sport.
Yep.
They do it every week. They do. The best teams in baseball lose twice a week. It's crazy. That's why this sport's so freaking awesome. Okay? And this is probably one of those spots where the Athletics get one of their rare wins. Yeah, because that -130 opener is a head scratcher.
Head scratcher. I couldn't agree
Yeah.
more. But the model also loves Waldachuk. They're
No,
right.
it doesn't. Dude.
No, I swear to God it does. That's not even a joke, dude. I look at this model every fifth day when Waldachuk is pitching, and the A's will be like plus 2 million. And it's like,
not just
I
that.
actually think they should be plus 120. I'm like, model, what the fuck are you talking about? I
Yeah,
tell him like that. I'm like, model, stop. And the
Yeah,
model's
model,
like, Peter, you
simmer
don't know
down.
shit. Trust the numbers. And I'm like, all right, sorry. I will, okay? But I can't. I can't do it with Waldachuk. He blows. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Damn. All right, well, that makes me less confident in Oakland today if the model's a
No,
Waldachuk
but the thing
starter.
is, like,
Come on.
normally what it'll do, it rarely will have Waldachuk as a favorite. It just always shows value on him. Today, like, I haven't seen it love him this much. Like, way more than usual.
Okay. Yeah, they probably win. I'm going to sprinkle on it. You know what? Screw it. It's Friday night. The high noons. Gino got the vibes going. No shirt, no problem. High noons are flowing already on a Friday afternoon. Sure.
Just bet on
They
the
should
A's. Fuck it.
I'm betting on the A's tonight. I'm going tarps off, and I'm drinking high noon. And I don't care who knows it, and I don't care who cares, because I don't. Let's do it.
Did you get 5 plays already? You got one more, right?
No, I think I got one more.
One more. Let's
I
get
got
into it.
distracted with the Waldachuk model affair
It's a lot.
going on
It's a
behind
lot,
your back.
and I love
That
it.
sucks.
It's
I'm sorry
nuts.
you're dealing with that.
It's honestly.
If you need someone to talk to, let me know. I know it's fine.
I'll text you.
The over tonight, another over. God, who am I? What am I doing? Give me another over tonight in Padres Dodgers. I mean, I think Blake Snell's a fraud. I'm just gonna say it. I know he's a friend of the program and he's a funny dude. I like his streams, but I think he's a fraud on the mound, and I think he's way past his prime. And Vegas and the odds and the public, they don't think so. They still think Blake Snell is a top tier arm, and at times he is, but at times he's also Patrick Corbin, right? He's just atrocious and can't find the zone. And I feel like we've seen more of that this season than last, but maybe I'm wrong. I mean, he does have almost a 5 ERA. He's got 5 losses already. When he pitches, this team doesn't win. And anytime I see a total at 9 with a guy like him on the mounds, and even a guy like May, who the public likes, he's been okay this season, not coming off the best start or whatever, but he's got a sub-3 ERA. He's 4-1. And the total's at 9 in this game. That's crazy. That's crazy talk. That's too high. It's a primetime game. It's on MLB Network. The juice balls are probably being hand-delivered by Manfred himself. And the runs are going to be soaring in this game. I don't know why or how or when, but they're coming, and there's going to be at least 10 in this game because Snell and May, for some reason, have a total of 9. Rarely you have to bet lines and not teams strictly off that, and it works more times than it doesn't. I wish I had more for you in that game. Maybe you do, honestly. Maybe you have some angles of why these offenses could perform well today. I know May and Snell both are good for, a start every other month where they literally forget how to throw a strike and they get pulled out of this game in the 3rd inning. Maybe one of these guys gets yanked early today and doesn't have it at their command. And that's why the total's so high. I don't know, but I would love to hear your opinions, but I am on that over.
You know why I think it's a sneaky over? This game ended 2-1 like a week ago when these two teams played. Now it's at 9 with juice going towards the over. The familiarity bodes really well because the Dodgers have very, very good quality at contact against Blake Snell. Now, they performed poorly in the past, like when Snell was on the Rays and when Snell looked a lot better. This is not the same Blake Snell. At the same time, like, I got hosed because I took Dustin May over 2.5 walks. He was by far the highest walk total. I was like, he's walking the world today, isn't he? Only had 1 walk. Looked great. Command looked great. It's not often that he replicates that against a Padres team that is one of the highest in walk rates in all of baseball. So the only reason why I'm worried and why I would lean, honestly, first 5 over, Dodgers have a really well-rested bullpen. But the Padres bullpen is a little bit suspect. So you could see, like, the Padres kind of get to May early. Maybe Padres win through 5. Then Dodgers kind of come back late against that Padres pen, and it ends up trickling over. I do think 9 is pretty spot on. Like, if I were to make a play in this Dodgers-Padres game, I think I would go first 5 over. It's at 5 now at plus 100. If it was at 4.5, I'd like it way better. It's kind of priced the way I think it should be. I don't know. It's a tough game, but I wouldn't go under. I wouldn't. I absolutely would not go under.
No, you can't. Not when the total's at 9 when Snell and May are pitching.
Yeah.
You kidding me?
No.
That under seems very easy, doesn't it? It's Blake Snell. It's Dustin. It's May.
And it just happened.
Dodgers bullpen. It's Josh Hader. It's like, guys, Josh Hader stinks.
No, he doesn't.
Watch the games. Watch the games. He stinks. He does. And he's from my area too. I want to root for him. He's just not it.
He's not it.
No. Give me the over in that late night game. I'll be probably finishing up a pack of high noons by then. The tarp will definitely be off, and hopefully the bets will be hitting.
I think they
By
will
that
be.
point.
5 plays, 5 bangers. Luis Garcia over a run. Appreciate you, my friend. Have a great weekend, all right?
Yes,
Natitude.
sir.
Natitude.
Yes, sir. Natitude. Come on. Come on.
Talk soon, my friend. All right. Do we have Cam in queue? You don't think he's coming? Let me send. Yeah, in the meantime, let's go over mid-majors picks because I want to vote on this prize picks entry. Cam, you coming on, brother? Okay, let's go over mid-majors. You want to just throw them all up?
Yeah.
How many plays you got?
He's got 3.
3?
For some reason, they look like this in here. You'll see.
Okay.
But you can kind of see.
The vector images.
Some of them are
Look.
for some reason.
Kind of cool. It's kind of like doing the weather. All right. He's got the Astros money line at -150. I mean, what a square. I'm just kidding. JP France against the White Sox. Yeah, I mean, like, oh, Cam is stuck at work. Call me and I'll pitch it on your speaker. All right, we'll try to do that in a little bit. Let's go over Cam's. Sounds good. Call in 2 minutes. Okay. So we got Cincinnati versus Miami, first 5 under 4.5, 2-unit play. I do like 4.5. What is it right now? Because I bet line movement's on his side with that 7.5 total. First 5. It's at 4 now at -110. If I know mid-major Matt, I know he would still play it. First 5 under 4.5. But actually it's -135. So maybe... Yeah, I think you could still find it at -140 on BetMGM. Okay. All right, that's pretty solid. I like that. And Angels, first 5 plus a half. Okay, he's going against Crabs and the Guardians, but, I mean, both could win. But he just basically thinks the Angels keep it close. I could see it. Because the Guardians are so garbage right now against lefties. Let's see if line movement is on his side. First 5 innings, plus a half, -135. What's he got? -135. All right, so it hasn't really moved. So those are mid-major Matt's plays. Again, Cone, could you flash the leaderboard? Mid-major has been fantastic this year, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, he has been very, very good. As you can see, 3rd place on the leaderboard, up 6 units on stream. As you can see, Tomas, Gino, DeGen, Giovanni's ahead of all of them, and he's right there with Jake and I. Been very, very good, and that's what he's on. Not mid-major Matt's prop is Logan Allen outs. Under outs? Kaprizov 20. Logan Allen pitching outs too. Do you know if it's under or over? Over. Okay. Wait, he's on over pitching outs, but he's on Angels first 5? What a fucking... Okay. What a psychopath. Logan Allen over pitching outs. Over 16 pitching outs. Okay, so we got that one too. All right, I'm going to call Cam, and he's going to make his pitches over the phone. Let's see how this works. All right, hold on. Let's see if we can hear him. Please let me know if you guys can hear him in your microphone. Can you guys hear that? Confirm in chat, please.
Listen, holy L appearance, but it had to be done.
Had to be done. I think people can hear you. People are saying yes. So
Okay, first things first, I was listening to the stream. I'm like 99% sure Matt's on the under pitching outs.
yeah, that would make no sense if he's on the over pitching outs, but he's on Angels first 5.
We know Matt's not taking pitching outs unless it's like 18.5 over. He's a freak, so
Yeah.
I don't see him on that over. Yeah, so I have a play in the first game coming up between the Tigers and the Seattle Mariners. If you want to start there.
Yeah, Tigers and Mariners. Let's start there. This is actually so
Okay,
funny.
I'm on the Tigers for the first 5 -103. Dude, so like when you look at this Mariners lineup all year, I'm like, they have to start hitting lefties, right? Like you got Teoscar, you got J-Rod, you got Ty France, bro. They can't hit lefties. They don't matter. Like they haven't been able to hit lefties all year. Marco Gonzalez, obviously a pitcher we've been fading for a long time, but he's been actually fantastic against left-handed bats this year. Like a 200 batting average. He's been hitting left-handed bats really well, but against righties are hitting 301 with 500 slug off him. And the Tigers have 8 of them in their lineup today. Peter, I never thought I would say this, but you know who's probably having one of the best plate appearances of every at bat right now in baseball?
Matt Vierling?
Javier Baez.
Yeah, he is actually hitting.
At the plate, I didn't think I would ever be able to see it in my life. I never thought that those words coming out of my mouth. Javier Baez is having one of the best approaches at the plate right now. And when I got on, you guys, the Tigers took the lefty. I mean, they got eight righties in the lineup against Marco Gonzalez, who can't get a righty out this year. Matt Boyd, I mean, it's not really much to say about him this stage of his career, but he's just going to get outs, man. And the Seattle's lineup's been horrific against lefties, so I like him to get outs today, and I like them to be at least winning through the first 5.
I think it's smart because I was saying on Behind the Lines this morning with Krabs and Javon and all them, I was like, I don't know if I love the Tigers through the full game because I think it's going to be close, and then I like the Mariners' bullpen edge at the end, and I think the Tigers are kind of a trendy dog. So I was like, if you want to take the Tigers, take them through 5, which you're doing. And the fact is that they're plus 100 to win the game, but minus 105 through 5. I think if you're going to play the Tigers, this is the way to do it. Let's get to your next pick.
Okay, so my next pick is the Braves. I think I got minus 155 first 5.
Braves.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Peter, on the road this year, the Braves on the run line for the first 5 is 16-2.
Wow.
Yeah, I dove into that this morning, and I was like, I know I brought it up to you a couple weeks ago. And
Yeah.
Let me check back in on it. 16-2 in the first 5 on the road. Spencer Strider, obviously, I mean, I don't have to sit here and sell him to you guys. Everyone knows what Spencer Strider is right now. His Braves lineup, you know, obviously one of the best, if not the best lineup in baseball. But the one thing they do struggle with is swing and miss. They do swing and miss of like top 10 in baseball. But you're looking at Chris Bassett, who's one of the worst pitchers in swinging strike rate. So I think they match up very perfect with him. You know, Bassett's, any expected stat for him is really bad. I think they barrel him up today. I think they score on him early. And honestly, if Spencer Strider gives up 2 runs in the first 5, I still think I'm cashing my bet. I see the Braves scoring at least 4 or 5 and Bassett through 5.
I agree. What do you think about the full game over, which I'm on? Do you like that too?
Yeah, I would lean that too. I was just like, you know, when I saw that first 5 run line stat, and I'm getting the money line.
Yeah.
I know Toronto's obviously a different team, so I have to back Strider. But if I was to bet a total on this, it'd definitely be the over. I think the Braves put up honestly like 6 or 7 runs themselves, and the Blue Jays will definitely score at home. Yeah,
I think it's going to be like a 6-4 kind of game, 6-5 in favor of the Braves. I think the Braves, like, I really like their team total too. Do you have your favorite price? Oh no, you have one more play. Excuse me. Sorry. Continue on the plays.
Yeah. So my last play is I'm on that Angels first 5 plus a half.
Okay.
I got that minus 135. Same play as Matt. I saw that he put it out a little bit later than I did, so I was happy about that. You know, Logan Allen, he's been pretty nailed so far this year for the guards. He's had one blow-up start, but when you look at how people have been barreling him, he's due for some regression. He's like bottom 10% X-slug, bottom 8% in barrel rates. And the Angels lineup, obviously, you know, against lefties, they swing it, man. They just get extra base hits and they hit bombs. So Allen has the Cleveland Park, which is obviously a lot better for pitchers going for him. But I think this Angels lineup tags him up pretty good today. And Tyler Anderson, he's been not as good as the Angels hope this year, but I think against the Guardians lineup that hasn't hit a lefty in probably 2 years now. I don't see how they're not winning through the first 5. So the fact that I get a half run insurance minus 135 is too good for me.
I love it, my man. Good stuff. Great pitches. Favorite prop on Prize Picks for the community entry?
Favorite prop? Okay. Does Eddie Rosario have a hits, run, and RBI on Prize Picks?
Eddie Rosario. Does he have a hits, runs, RBIs on Prize Picks? Let's see. Rosario. Yeah. 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs.
Okay, lock that in. You know, obviously I'm a Dodger fan, so Eddie Rosario is better than Barry Bonds to me, but because of that series. But real talk, man. Eddie Rosario against the sinker this year, which we know Chris Bassett is going to be pounding, has over expected of 575 batting average and like an 800 slug, man. So with 1.5 hits, run, RBI, he's going to be hitting behind Austin Riley and Sean Murphy. And obviously, I think Ozuna will be hitting behind him, and you know, don't care for the guy, but he's been swinging a flaming hot bat right now. So I think Rosario is going to come up with plenty of RBI opportunities, and he's going to have plenty of run opportunities with the guys hitting behind him. So I think at 1.5 hits and run RBI, the way his sinker is definitely my favorite prop today.
Phenomenal, my friend. Appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your day at work. Thanks for coming on. I think I think they heard you pretty well.
Okay. Hey, maybe we gotta start doing this more often. Maybe this is like the celeb
Yeah,
calling.
if you go 3-0 in this prop hits, like all plays that you give from now on have to be over the phone and through the microphone.
Yeah, if Ghost No Cam sweeps, I'm changing it out. If no one will know what I look like, I'm just calling in.
All right, my friend. We'll talk to you soon. All right.
Take care.
Peace. Did everyone hear that? I feel like it sounded kind of okay. You guys definitely heard that? I wasn't hearing like, oh, can't hear him, can't hear him, can't hear him. Did we hear him? All right. Yep. We love that. I love how that worked. That's so cool. All right. All right. Time to vote. Time to vote. Okay? Community prize picks entry. This is a 6-piece. Remember, I have my props that I gave you. Doesn't mean we have to throw them in. If you like them, let's put them in. We're voting as a squad, right? This is our entry, which you can play on prize picks. And if you are new to prize picks, use code JustBaseball when you download. In the promo code section, you'll get a full 100% deposit match. So if you're new, might as well get some free money to play along. Okay. So I'm going to drop, hold on, over fantasy. Over hits allowed. Okay. So I have all the different entries. We're working on kind of a voting system where we can drop like a poll for everybody. But here are the plays, as you can see in the chat right there. So what I want to do is I want everyone right now to give their favorite one. Like, don't just, vote for your 6th favorite. I want everyone of everything they heard today to drop in chat your favorite prop. Like, if you picked one out of all these, which would be your favorite? So first is from Lucas. He likes the Olsen prop the best. We have line movement on that one. Went from 7 to 7.5. Wellesley Boa likes Yuri. All right, so early votes are on Olsen. We have multiple Yuris. All right, we have Wainwright. All right, Yuri is really winning right now. Paxton. All right, so far Olsen, Yuri, Paxton, Waino. I like Logan under pitching outs, but it's down to 16, so a no-go, just a book play. Okay. Paxton, Perez, Luis Garcia over half a run. Wainwright hits. Okay. I'm tracking these. All right, so right now in the lead. Okay, so I think we lock in Yuri Perez over 5Ks. That seems to be the most popular one. The second most popular one looks to be either Paxton or Wainwright.
Yeah, Wainwright.
Either Paxton or Wainwright. All right, let's vote on Paxton or Wainwright. Do we like Wainwright over hits, or do we like Paxton more than earned runs? What do we think, ladies and gentlemen? Paxton over 2.5 earned runs, because I don't think we can play them in the same entry. So I think we'd have to decide Paxton over earned runs or Wainwright over hits. Paxton, Wainwright. So 2-1 for Paxton so far. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. We don't have all day. Games are starting soon. I want to hear some heat. Wainwright. Okay, now it's tied. Wainwright, both. Can't play both. Wainwright's currently in the lead. Come on, there's over 100 people in here. You can do pitcher versus pitcher. Okay, so why don't we just do Wainwright and Paxton? All right? Paxton, bolded. Wainwright, bolded. Okay? Now, so the ones left. Matt Olson over fantasy. Verdugo over fantasy. Boyd under 5Ks. Juan Yepes over hits, runs, and RBIs. Luis Garcia over a run. Logan Allen under pitching outs. And Eddie Rosario. So right now we have 3. Do we want Matt Olson as the 4th? Verdugo. Garcia over a run. Okay. I don't think we could do Verdugo now with those pitchers, though, unfortunately. So we can't do Verdugo, but we can do Garcia over a run. Come on, people. This is a community, right? Olsen. Eddie. People like Eddie. Wow, Eddie Rosario just 1 yard. Olsen. Okay. Eddie all day, then Garcia. Okay. I mean, what if we did this? What if we did this? Hold on. So what if we did this entry? Think about, all right, I'm going to type it in chat. Matt Olson over fantasy. Then we got Adam Wainwright over 6.5 hits. Then we have James Paxton over 2.5 earned runs. Then we have Luis Garcia over 0.5 runs. We got Yuri Perez over 5 Ks. Then we have Eddie Rosario over 1.5 hit, run, RBI. Does that feel like a good entry? Producer Cohen says it does.
I know a lot.
Do we add Mets money line in there, Producer Cohen? Do we like that entry, ladies and gentlemen? I'm going to lock it in right now. I'm going to make sure we can play it. Okay. Rosario. Wainwright. Paxton. The only reason I see, do we want to take 2 Braves? I think we take 2 Braves that are both lefties because Bassett's problem is against lefties. And I think the Braves are going to do a ton of damage today. So then we have Luis Garcia over a run. Starts soon. That's why we got to end this soon. Yuri Perez over 5 Ks. And what was the last one?
Eddie Rosario.
No, I already put that one in. Oh, Matt Olson. Duh. Matt Olson. Okay. More. Oh, crap. Wait. I just accidentally quit out of something. Eddie Rosario, Wainwright, Paxton, Yuri Perez, Matt Olson. What am I missing? Luis Garcia. Okay. Guys, this is... Wait, why does it keep canceling it? Give me Garcia. Okay. More. All right. Okay. Okay. I'm going to bring this up to the camera.
Here.
Yeah, can we focus in on it? Okay. See that? How do we like it, ladies and gentlemen? I'm locking this in for a bean. A bean to win $2,500. Bet responsibly. I think it might hit. No, I'm not going to. All right. They don't want to see us win. So that's the entry, okay? Placed. Thank you guys for listening. Again, remember, Just Baseball on Prize Picks. If you want to tail along, I'm about to post it on our Twitter at gambling_advice, but it's not gambling advice. We'll be back on Monday. Hopefully we all enjoyed the stream. It's always a blast. We do this every day, 4:30 p.m. Eastern to 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Make sure to get on Prize Picks. So much fun. And if you ever miss plays, remember, download the Pickett Sports app and follow us. All the picks are tracked. All right. Love you guys. Good luck. Enjoy your weekend. Drink some high noons or don't. Water. Whatever. Love you guys. But we have to remember one thing. It's not gambling advice. Peace out, everybody.